a video. I'm a video. You're a video. I am video games. I'm a monster. I'm a dragon. I'm everything.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 5 of This Old Knit. I'm your host, Nina, otherwise known as Ine on Ravelry and also on Pinterest. Sorry for getting this out a little bit late today. It's been kind of a crazy day. Every time I've tried to set up to record, either one of the kids has needed me or Joshua hasn't taken very good naps today. So this is the first chance that I've had to record. So first off, I wanted to say thank you to Kristen, who is Woolenvine on Ravelry and has the Yarngasm podcast, and also Danny of Little Bobbins Knits, and both of them mentioned me on their podcasts, and I noticed that I had a ton of people sign up on YouTube and subscribe to me, and I had a lot of views, so I really appreciate both of you mentioning me and helps me get found, so thank you. And also thank you for everybody who's been chattering in the group and who has posted comments on YouTube. I appreciate them all, and I like hearing from all of you, so thank you. So anyway, this week has been crazy busy at work, and last night I got home from work, and at about 8 o'clock I started feeling just exhausted, so I went and laid down and I slept for 12 hours. I basically slept until 8 this morning, and that is really not like me. Usually I get up about 5:30, 6 at the latest without an alarm, so yeah, clearly I needed to sleep. Sorry, I have a hair. Ugh. Anyway, I have Plonk down here, so could be from him. Say hi, everybody. Here's Plonky. Hello, buddy. Okay, you can go back down. Sorry, just don't get fur on me anymore. But I have been working on stuff this week, and it's dark outside right now, so we'll see how the lighting does with just my overhead lights here in the dining room. So some of the things that I've been working on the hat for my aunt, her chemo hat for her. So I'm using the seedling pattern by Alana Dacos, and I'm knitting it in Madelinetosh in the Cousteau colorway. It's the vintage base, so it's worsted, and yeah, it's just reverse stockinette with a brim, and it's kind of a slouchy hat. So let me see if I can show you the design. I'm just getting into where I'm doing the design, so it has kind of like little, what are supposed to be sprouts coming up, and then it turns into leaves. So there's a leaf. It's pretty hard to see because this is a really dark yarn base. It's beautiful in person though. It's a deep kind of ultramarine color, but I do have the pattern so you can see the picture. So that's what it looks like. It's pretty basic. Other than that, it's plain on the other side, and I'm about halfway through the chart. So it's going really quickly. And thank you, Amanda May 84, who's Amanda. She introduced me to Norwegian purling several months ago, and that's the only way that I purl now. So I retaught myself to knit continental. I think last year, maybe a little bit before I had my son. Molly from Homespun House had talked about her knitting and how she used to do it with her right hand, and then she switched to her left because she noticed she was just doing so many movements with her hands, and she didn't want to not be able to knit when she got older. So I sort of took that to heart because I have had some issues on my left hand side. I had de Quervain's tendonitis in it comes in this joint, or sorry, this space right here, and these tendons that run down the thumb, and it's also referred to as mother's thumb. So I got that when right after I had Megwin, my daughter, it comes from kind of repetitive picking up your baby like this. And I did not know that, so that's the very natural way to pick up a baby, right? You just kind of hook your fingers under their arms and sort of lift them up, and you have your hands behind their head. Helps you do it in one motion, but kind of the repetitive motion of doing that over and over again, especially with a newborn, can exacerbate that area having inflammation. So probably for about a year or two, I had to get cortisone injections, and at this point, it's all gone. And with Joshua, I made sure that I'm only picking him up with the whole hand like this. So tip to new mothers or fathers, pick up your kids with your thumbs tucked in. Just use your hands like a scoop. Don't use your thumbs, because you can make yourselves not be able to knit, which for all of us, we know, it's our worst nightmare. We don't want to do that. So anyway, long story short, I retrained myself to knit continental instead of being a thrower, which I think is English style. And I'm way faster now. So I made myself do a pair of socks, just knitting continental, and after that I was good to go. But I had problems still with purling. So I don't like the traditional way that you purl with your left hand. And if any of you knit continental or are interested in knitting continental and don't like the way that purling happens, I suggest look up Norwegian purling, and I'll actually link to the YouTube video that I learned it from, and you guys can check it out. It's really easy. You actually keep your yarn in the back and you just kind of pick it and then flip the needle behind and pull the loop through. So you don't have to do this switching the yarn back and forth, which is really great. It saves a lot of motion. So this hat is going 10 times faster than it would have if I was purling in the traditional way. So that's my first whip. And then my second whip, I have one mitt done. This is an Alana Dacos day. I actually might enter these into the 2 Knitlit Chicks Alana along. We'll see if I finish them up in time, because that only goes through the end of March, and I may or may not have time given the way this weekend is going, and then my work schedule, I just might not have time to finish it up. But anyway, here's mitt number 1, and these are the foliage mitts by Alana Dacos. I think they're in Botanical Knits 1. There it is on, and that leaf, this is hard to show, goes along the thumb there. It's a very similar leaf motif to the seedling hat. So I thought originally when I bought that pattern that I was going to make these and then make a hat to match, and I just never got around to baking either one. So I'm making it for my aunt for the first time, but I might make myself one when I'm done with hers. I don't know yet. Okay, and then the next thing I've been working on, which I've again made pretty good progress. Excuse me, I'm gonna drink. And today I'm using my Tennessee mug. Tennessee. There's the Chattanooga Choo Choo, and I did not know, but Tennessee is the home of the moon pie. Haven't had a moon pie in years, but apparently that's where they're from. There it is. This is for the Grand Ole Opry. There. And my friend at work told me about what this is, but I don't remember now. Sorry, Pete. So anyway, next thing I was working on was the zigzagular socks. So I've made really good progress on them. Let me spread that out. You can see the fun little cable going down the side. And I've got my little T-Rex on there. I was just using him to mark when I got to the end of a chart repeat, and then I can count from there to see how much I've gone up through. It's a 20 row chart repeat. I'm not revealing anything because it's a free pattern on Ravelry, which I suggest you all knit. It's really well written. Good job, Susie. It's written by Susie White, who co-hosts the Prairie Girls Knit and Spin podcast with Danny. And there you go. I'm almost done with the heel flap. And then I'll move on to the gusset. But I really like this yarn. I love how it's striping. Oh, this is much better for showing the color too. Apparently I should do my podcast at night, because the color is way, way better. It's not all blown out. So that's really fun. It's Patton's Croy sock yarn in the Meadow Stripes colorway. And it's just one that you can get at big box stores. So I think I got this at Joann's. And then it's like a bag of tricks down here. The last thing I've been knitting on is my 10 stitch blanket by Frankie Brown. I haven't got a lot more done on it, obviously because I've been knitting a lot of other stuff, but I did do a little bit. So I think I maybe did from this part down here up around and over to here. But it's getting bigger now. Oh, it shows up so much better now. Yay, you guys can really see the color now. This is a lot better as far as color. That's very true to color. And it's like spaghetti yarn. It's a huge tangly mess. My idea was that I was going to finish knitting this piece this week so I could say to you guys, I'm done with the old yarn. But of course I did not. That's okay. And that is it for what I've been knitting on. Megwin has asked me to do a little segment again, so I told her that when I was ready for it to be her turn, I would invite her to come in. So, so I forgot to show you guys last time, but here's the little tin that my stitch markers came in. Oh, here she comes. Okay. Did you go wake your brother up? Uh-oh. Okay. Well, let's just try to leave him alone and maybe he'll be able to go back to sleep. And here they all are together.
Mom?
A little set of T-Rexes. They come on this good little ring to keep them all together. And then they just fit very nicely in this little tin. And you just slide that on.
Hey, will you show them the dinosaur top?
I will. I showed them the dinosaur top. So these remind me of, if any of you guys...
tell them it's a T-Rex, okay?
Okay, yes, it's a T-Rex. I think they know that. If any of you were children / teenagers in the 80s, the early 80s, there was a kind of lip balm that came in these tins, and I forget what it was called. I think it was like Smuckers or something like that. They were gold, and then they had kind of pictures on them. Does anybody remember that? Let me know in the show notes. But I remember them, and I used to have those, and I really liked them. I kept them in tiny purses, and I thought I was so grown up.
Are these the ones for us?
What?
Are these the ones for us?
You can have that. She's asking me for chocolates. So, hey, I may as well share these. So these things, if you have a Trader Joe's, go and find them. They are so good. They're kind of like a crackle with caramel, but they have quinoa instead of rice, and they're delicious. They're really, really good. So we've been enjoying those.
These are the best things.
They are the best things ever. And then acquisitions, I do have just a few.
Mom, I don't want to sit on. empty chairs?
You need to sit on empty chairs, sweetie.
But then I can't see your video.
Well, you can see it in a little bit. And I'll invite you for your section. Go think about what you want to share, okay?
I already know what I want to say.
Oh, what do you want to share? Do you want to do it right now?
So, I want to share...
Okay, you go get your stuff.
This.
Oh, yeah. Bring some of the dresses over. Let me hold it, and you go get some dresses, okay?
Don't tell them what it is.
I won't tell them what it is. It is kind of a cool thing. So if any of you have kids that are into Sophia the First, which Megwin has not actually seen that show, but I think we got this from my mother-in-law and father-in-law. Come on.
The only one I could find was purple.
That's fine. Bring that one. And,
Give me this.
yep, Megwin's going to show you now. All right, Megwin, you're on.
Well, this is my little princess. I only found the purple
Hold it
dress.
up so they can see it.
I only
like
found
this.
the purple dress, but
Yeah.
she actually needs a green dress. And she's
Yeah.
a green princess.
Yeah.
Plus, she
How does the dress stay on?
with a magnet, and she's
Right.
just in a little magnet. She's a princess, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing with her for a lot of days. And
Yep.
she has a little stage and a little other purple friend,
Mm-hmm.
and she's kind of really nice. She's a princess too.
Yeah. Does she have accessories?
Yes, she has accessories, and she has a little book, and this person has a little book too.
Mm-hmm.
This person has a fan and a teacup.
Is there a purse, I think?
And
And
she,
sleeves? Like you can change out the sleeves and stuff?
and she has other things like
So it's-
lots
So it's kind of
and-
like paper dolls, but they're magnetic, which is nice because then the stuff stays on. I had paper dolls when I was little, and I hated that, like the little tabs that you were supposed to hook around the doll. They didn't stay. Maybe they stayed like the first couple times that you did it, but after a bit of play, they didn't stay anymore. So these are really great because they're magnets and they stay, and then if they want to, they can put them on the fridge. So they're a cool little thing, and I think
and
just look for Sophia the First magnetic dolls. If I can, I'll try to find a link on
can
Amazon for
I
them.
please tell them about the bunny friend?
The bunny friend?
Yep.
Oh yeah, you can tell them about the bunny friend really quick, and then I want to finish showing my stuff. Okay.
And the bunny friend, right here on the purple dress,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Right here.
well, it's kind
You want
of,
me to hold it up so they can see it closer?
and it's kind of a little bunny friend to the purple little
So
princess.
see, there's her skirt, and it stays on.
And
There she is.
the princess crown is beautiful. Her hair is pretty. The
Mhm.
dress is beautiful, and her skin is pretty too. And she lives from a kingdom,
Mhm.
but I kind of got this for a present, and
Yep.
I love it a whole lot. It's only mine, so I always play with it.
Okay. You all done, sweetie?
Just one more thing.
Okay.
I
Be quick.
I'm gonna tell about the dress this time. And the
All right.
dress has a
Be
purple
fast.
shoe sticking out of it, but
Mhm.
she actually has beige shoes on her feet,
Mhm. She does have beige shoes.
and she has a white dress. Let me show you. See, she has a white dress on the inside.
Go this
See,
way. Kind of like a slip. Okay.
and that's it.
All right. Thank you, Megwin, for your segment. I was thinking about it today. I think the thing about podcasts is like it's sort of show and tell, right? We all like show and tell because Megwin's talking about show and tell and asking me when she'll get to do it. She's super excited about starting school in the fall. And I said that you do it at school. But yeah, podcasting is basically like show and tell, right? So that's kind of fun. We all still get to do it as adults. So the thing that I got this week is I got another little bunny fufu. And this one is worsted weight. So Megwin had asked me to make a mommy for the bunny that I showed you last time. So I wanted to make it bigger, obviously. So I'm going to make the second one out of worsted weight,
Mom.
which means I have to buy more
The
eyes, but that's
Band-Aid's
okay.
off you now, Mom.
I know. I cut myself today on my thumb. So I had a Band-Aid on there, but it came off.
But I have a little boo-boo too.
But there it is. Oops. And it's very pretty. And No Makers is going to have one more update on April 3rd with this colorway, and then that's it for this year. So if you want some little bunny foo-foo, get it. You can get it on April 3rd. She had pre-orders up, so I got mine as a pre-order just because I didn't want to sit there and camp at the shop, and I had promised Megwin that I would make her one.
Since I have a booba, I put this over it.
Okay, you can use it. And she also gives you the option to make it a kit, and she gives you like 10 yards of matching cream colored yarn that she calls bunny butt, which I love, to make the tail. So it's only $1 to add that on, and you get enough to make the tail, and I'll probably have enough for part of a hexapuff. I might do a stripy one of this plus the little bunny foo-foo, I don't know. But Megwin had asked me also to make matching mittens so she can match her bunnies. So whatever I have left from there, which it says that you can make 2 out of 1 skein, so whatever I have left I'll make into a pair of mittens for Megwin. So that's cool. And then the other things I got this week were patterns. So if you remember, I was talking about the 2 Knitlit Chicks podcast, and in their group they're doing what they're calling the Alana Along. So basically you can knit any Alana Dacos pattern, and I think it started in February and it's ending March 31st. So along with that, they had a coupon code for I think 20% off of any Alana Dacos pattern. I think it's still going on, so if you're interested in getting any, you can check out the 2 Knitlit Chicks podcast, and there's a coupon code there. So there were 2 of her designs that I wanted. I have all of her books, and I have quite a few of her adult patterns, but I didn't have her children's patterns. And Megwin has been asking me for a while to knit us matching sweaters. So I'm either going to do the Little Honey pattern and the Honey pattern. I should have looked up who those are by. And then the other choice that I had was to do the Wildflower cardigan along with the Wee Wildflower cardigan. I'm looking up while I speak about and the Little Honey and the Honey sweater patterns are by Amy Miller. So anyway, I got the Wee Wildflower pattern. Let me see if I can get it to not glare. So that's kind of what it looks like. It's an kind of open-ish front cardigan. It's got 3 buttons at the chest, and then on each of the little pockets it has cabled what looks like a daisy almost. It's very pretty, and the adult one looks just the same. It's just got a little more shaping, I think, on the waist. So that's fun. I'm excited about making that. I've been wanting to make it for a while. Let's see if I can fold this so you can see the pocket detail.
Mom?
Yeah, there you go.
Mommy?
So there's this really pretty edging, and the pocket has that really pretty daisy-ish type motif on it. So very pretty. I will look in 2 minutes, sweetie. So that was one pattern that I got. The other one I got is the Little Oak pattern. And this one is just like the Gnarled Oak pattern from Botanical Knits. Yes, Megwin.
Look,
Okay, that's cool.
at the end of that. At the end of that. Princess.
The Evil Wizard. Okay. And it has what look
How
like
does his face?
oak leaves along the top.
Now?
So I thought that might be the next cardigan that I knit for Joshua. I'll probably knit him one for next fall.
How does his face? How does his face look?
Oh, he looks happy now. Good job. Okay. Because the one that I made for him for Christmas, it still fits him. He's growing pretty slowly. But we're going into warmer weather as well, so it's starting to be spring-like. So I don't think I'll knit him anything for wearing
That's not him.
until next fall. So I'll make it bigger to compensate for that.
That's her mother in a
Megan, can we
costume.
please be quiet?
That's her mother in a costume.
Thank you. All right, and the other two things I got were cross-stitch patterns. Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery is discontinuing quite a few of their patterns. I think they're revamping their website, and they're also revamping the designs of their patterns. So the ones that they couldn't change over to that new format, they're selling for right now at a discounted price, and then after the 28th, which is today, they're going to remove them from their site, and you won't be able to get them anymore. It was something that fell on the floor, Megwin. You can pick it up. Okay, so I got this one, which is called Drinks All Around. It's got a lemonade and an iced tea and what looks like a mojito. But I think it's
Mojito, lemonade,
cute.
and iced tea.
Isn't it cute? We got a little happy lime and a lemon with a little pucker face. And I just like it.
Lemon, some nice
I think it would be cute to stitch it on a beach bag.
lemonade
Like
and some tea.
maybe
Mom,
one of those big canvas
Mom, I'm
totes.
thirsty for lemonade.
Okay, well you need to go drink your milk, please.
Lemonade. Lovely.
Okay. And my second thing that I got was this one. And it's from their Around the World series. The other two I wasn't, I think there are three. There was Japan, England, and Italy. But there wasn't anything that I really thought that I would probably stitch up reasonably. So I didn't get those. This one I really love the sheep in the Pharaoh sweater. And I love the little leprechaun with the clouds. So I could totally see just stitching him up by himself. I'm not so much into the flags, but I like the clouds and the little pot of gold and the little leprechaun on there. I think he's really cute. And the shamrock and like I said, the sheep is adorable. So anyway, that's what I got, and I also got the
question, Mom.
okay.
What's a shamrock?
Oh, a shamrock is like a little clover. So see this picture right here?
Huh?
That's what it is.
A shamrock, a little animal, and a city, and a boy,
He's called a leprechaun.
and a leprechaun, and a little rainbow thingy.
He has a pot of gold. Yep.
No, and that up thingy with.
Oh, it's a flag. It's the flag for the country of Ireland.
And then they have a little flag.
Okay. And the last thing I got was I got the fabric for my Fibery Friends sampler that I showed last episode. The cottage needle, I contacted them and just asked when they were going to get more of it in. And they said they'll actually be getting it in, I think, the first week of April, maybe the second week of April. And they told me they could do a custom listing for me and hold some aside for me. So if you're interested and you want to get fabric from them and you don't see it on their site, I suggest just contacting them through Etsy because they were very responsive and they were happy to do a custom order for me. So that's the Cottage Needle on Etsy. And then I had mentioned before that I had one more yarn bowl to show, and I kept forgetting to bring it in here when I was ready to do my...
6 plus 1 equals 7.
That's right. When I was ready to do my podcast. So I did bring it.
6 plus 2 equals 8.
So this is my last yarn bowl. This is one that my mom bought for me. I can't remember if it was Christmas or my birthday. I have a birthday very close to Christmas, so often things get combined.
Plus 4 equals
Think about
10.
it. That's right. It is 10. So it again has a little,
Shh,
Megwin, you're breaking your brother up. I hear him talking. Okay, so they have another place to catch your yarn and a hole, which I don't use. And the inside is that lovely pink glazed color. And this one has nice little feet on it so it doesn't slip on my desk. And it's very nice. So I've been working my seedling hat out of here. So see, you just put your yarn in there like that. And then swip it down. And you actually kind of turn it like this so that it stays tensioned in there. Like that. And it's nice because then it doesn't catch on things and it actually helps pull it out of the, if you have a center pull ball, it helps keep it so that it'll actually pull out of there. Sometimes they can get a little bit stuck. So that helps.
Don't you want to tell them about this?
I did. I told them about my mitt already. And then my last thing that I brought,
What color is it?
it's kind of butter yellow.
Can I tell them it's butter yellow?
Yes, you can come tell them that it's butter yellow. And then I'm going to finish up and then we can go and
Mommy's
do
mitten
something.
is butter yellow.
That's right. Okay. And it's about time for us to start winding down for bed. So I'm going to try and get this uploading tonight before I do stories and all that stuff.
Don't you want to wind your yarn?
No, I don't need to wind any yarn. So this is a little jar where I keep my minis that I'm going to work on for my beekeeper's quilt.
But Mom,
And
today you said, after I'm done with my knitting video, I'll wind yarn.
oh, I don't remember that. I don't know what yarn I was going to wind.
The bunny yarn.
That's right. I was going to wind the bunny yarn for making the mommy bunny. Okay, well maybe we can do that. All right. So this one I found at the thrift store that we have near our house. So I think I got it for like $1, which is great. And I keep it on my desk. And I like putting kind of colorful yarns in there. And it's sort of like a decoration and a place to keep my little minis. You can see I have a bunch here from Melinda, who is Yarnder Woman. And she has a podcast too, which is really great. I'm waiting for the next episode. She hasn't had one in a while, so I'm guessing she'll probably have one soon. They're wound on little cards. I can't wait to see what's underneath on the actual cards. And she wrote numbers on them, which correspond with what they are. She sent me a little note with them, of course. And yeah, so these are all minis that I've got from other people. I don't think any of these are from my own projects. Other than this one. This is from my some socks I did. It's got gold stellina in it, you can see. And then this one, of course, is from the socks I just finished for my husband. So, yeah, it's fun. It's a nice little way to keep them, and I love jars because it keeps the yarn safe, but you can still see it, which is nice. So, yeah, this is probably going to be another super busy week. I'm just trying to relax and rest a little bit this weekend, get things ready for the week that's coming up. Cool, sweetie. I'll probably bake some banana bread tomorrow and hopefully get this bunny yarn wound up and maybe start on the mommy bunny. But I do want to finish the hat for my aunt because we are, what is it? We're going out to dinner for Easter, or lunch. It's lunch, it's not dinner. It's like 12:45, something like that. So we usually go to a restaurant for lunch. We've gone for, I think, the last 3 years at least, maybe 4 at this point years. We've been going to a restaurant, the same one every time. It's an Italian restaurant, and they serve family style, which is nice because then you can just get a bunch of different large dishes and everybody can share them. So that's where we'll go. And it'll just be my mom and my aunt and my husband and I and my kids this time. So it'll be fun, but I'd like to at least have the hat most of the way done so that she can try it on and see if I'm on the right track or if I need to rip back if it's too short or too long or whatever. So that's what I'm going to try to finish this week. Megan, be careful. You're bumping my water. Thank you, sweetie. So anyway, that's my plan. I'll cast on another bonbon and finish up that hat. And maybe I'll have more to show you guys on the blanket next week. And if there's anything that you want to see on the podcast, please feel free to let me know. I have a thread started in my group that's called What Would You Like to See? And feel free to comment there. You can also start any new thread if there's something that you want to talk about, or ask me any questions that you want to ask. And otherwise, I will see you guys next week. Happy knitting, and thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.